Good morning and welcome into Allen University Athletics with Jasher Cox. I am your host, Jasher Cox. We're at 1801 Main Street at Capital City Cafe. Hopefully everyone is staying clear and staying safe from all of the weather threats that took place over the weekend. When we come back, we'll be joined by Allen University head football coach Teddy Keaton and a special guest on the offensive side of the ball. We call him QB1. Back with more on Allen University Athletics.
At Allen, discover the things you've been searching for. Achievements, authenticity, an experience that helps to uncover the real you. It's your turn to be discovered, to be polished, to shine. Allen University, where hidden gems are revealed.
I think my images truly portray dynamic women, like being bold, being fearless. Growing up, I did not see what I wanted to be. There was just a lack of Black women, business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. That's how I just started taking pictures. And from there, I figured out that I wanted to be a photographer for women of color. It takes a village to be a Black woman, to live and survive as a Black woman. It takes support. I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
Each year, the South Carolina Education Lottery raises millions of dollars for scholarships and grants that help students prepare for their dream career, just like Kristen.
Got to tune to WACH-FOX in the Allen University Football Show with Jasher Cox, now joined by head coach Teddy Keaton out here at 1801 Main Street in Capital City Cafe. Coach, back-to-back weeks of football contests that have gone down to the very last end. What have you learned about your team so far?
Resilience. I'm proud of them. You know, at one point in time in this last game, we was down 21-6. And they fought back and just kept playing the next play. We talk about this every day in the game, playing the next play. And those guys did a good job of playing the next play. And, you know, we've lost 2 games by a total of combined 10 points. We wish we could just get some of them back, but it is what it is. We're just going to keep moving on. Just as those games are gone, we're going to play the next play and get ready for our next opponent.
I call them youth mistakes, mental mistakes, however you want to label it. Of course, that's what cost you guys to be behind early on in that game. Would have loved to see what that contest could have been like had it not been for the early turnovers in the first half.
No doubt about it. I think that, you know, those guys are young. The guy that was back there, Devontae Cooks, is a freshman. That was his first game, first chance at action. And get credit to their kicker. He kicked the ball, and he was in a difficult situation where the ball just went dead right there at the line. That he thought it was going to roll out of bounds because the previous week he had heard the coaches fussing at Dre about letting the ball go out of bounds instead of trying to return it. And he thought it was going to go out of bounds, and it dropped dead on him, so he was either going to have to jump on it. And by the time he made a decision to jump on the ball, it was too late.
You've been coaching football for a very long time, and you built teams from ground up, which is the same thing that you're attempting to do here at Allen. Have you ever been in a situation where you've played so many young players, but in the years ahead you build that steam and you turn into a program that's dominant? Do you feel like that's what's going to come to fruition here for you guys?
No doubt.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the future is bright, man. I mean, the kind of chemistry that they're developing. You know, we had to have a team meeting here on Sunday to make sure, you know, after you lose games that close and teams that are you know, because we played the number 10 team in the country, then we turn around and play the powerhouse in Fort Valley, then we take another powerhouse in Tuskegee, and they lose those games by a combined of 10 points. That's a really difficult situation. So you got to go back and check the morale of the team and make sure everybody's still locked in. And then we went to practice this week, everybody's locked in, and I loved it. And I was like, they're just ready to win. I think a win would do a lot for the program, do a lot for the team, but it also showed that we're here and we can match up with just about anybody in this conference, and that's what you want to see in a young team.
Let's talk about some of the things we saw on offense. One, you're not having any problems getting the ball in the end zone. You're not having any problems moving the football. Quarterback David Wright had a great outing. Your receivers had a great outing. So if you got positives to take away, it has to be in that area.
Oh, no doubt about it. But there's some positives on defense. They held Tuskegee to 283 yards of offense, and I thought they did a tremendous job other than a big play here and there. But it's football. They're going to get beat. Things are going to happen. I thought they did a really good job of stopping their run, which that's what they wanted to establish. They didn't get those things. But, again, we have youth in that secondary, and every week it's gotten better and better and better. So I'm proud of that. I think Coach Cole and company did the adjustments that they needed to make, and I think we did the adjustments on offense that we need to make. I think Jackie Robinson is doing a tremendous job with that receiving core. We're just working really hard, and he's doing a great job of calling plays.
Let's talk a little bit more about Jackie Robinson, your offensive coordinator. The play calling, particularly last week, really had Tuskegee guessing a lot. I thought he had his way with. I thought it was a solid game plan. Looked like the guys executed it well. Talk about the job Robinson has done at this point in the season.
I think that starts in the week, the preparations, the amount of things that we talk about, and sticking to the game plan and not getting away because maybe we down or different things like that. Again, it goes with the motto of what we say, play the next play. And I think Jackie, he put together some nice drives. I mean, you saw some of those drives against Fort Valley in that game where we put 9, 10 plays together. That's NFL type stuff. You know, he had a 9-play drive, a 10-play drive. The last drive of the game was 95 yards. And 10 plays, 95 yards, that's a lot of time. It also gives you the defense a chance to rest, to be able to reset the tone. And I think that the kids did a really good job of executing what he was trying to get done there.
We'll be back with more, but first, a message from the Columbia Metropolitan Airport.
At Allen, discover the things you've been searching for. Achievements, authenticity, an experience that helps to uncover the real you. It's your turn to be discovered, to be polished, to shine. Allen University, where hidden gems are revealed.
I'm Jasher Cox, he's Teddy Keaton. We're out at 1801 Main Street, and this is the Capital City Cafe. Certainly glad to have you along on this Sunday. Coach, again, just on the offensive side of the ball, you talk about the passing attack, talk about the running attack. Let's talk about my man Armand again. 11 catches, well over 100 yards receiving. Looks like your opponent in Tuskegee had no answer for him early in the week.
What you really don't realize is that we have about 8 receivers that can play
That's right.
anywhere.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the focus, the name that we haven't heard a lot of is Jamal Jones. Jamal Jones is being locked up, and then they finding out that there's other cats that can play. I think there was 5 different guys that caught a pass or did some things that were good. Bobby Moore caught his first touchdown pass this week.
That's right.
Dre had 2 big receptions. Moon caught his, Montrell White caught his first touchdown pass this week. The interesting thing that we threw for that many yards, we dropped back 52 times we had 0 sacks. So I got to give my hat off to the offensive line and the effort that they gave and the work that they put in to help us be in that situation, because we all know we can have great skill guys. If that O-line not clicking the way it needs to click, then we don't have the success that we have with those skill guys.
What does it do when you got quality receivers like a Jaden Horace and a Jamal Jones that you mentioned, and you get other guys that get off? What does it do for your offense in terms of opening it up? Because you got so many more weapons that opponents have to plan for now.
Well, that's the goal. We don't talk about our most exciting weapon in the backfield, which is Bo Harrington. He can catch the ball out of the backfield and he can run. When you can put that much stress on a defense, most teams have one receiver that's good, maybe two. But when you got 5 or 6 that can go out there on a continuous basis and do the things that they're doing and the production that they're bringing, we see it every day in practice. So now every time it goes away, and I think QB1 does a really good job of identifying who's that guy that day. And we have to talk about that all the time, about knowing who's the hot guy and make sure we draw some things up to make sure you get it. And just so happened the last 2 weeks, Amon Harris has been the number to down.
Talk about the defensive side of the ball again, some early scores early on, but the guys really locked in. You talked about the total yards that they gave up against Tuskegee, but another thing to point out is critical stops late in that game you had to have in order to get yourself in a position for a game winner.
There's no doubt. Like I said, Cole and company did a great job. We didn't give up any sacks, but they however calculated 5 sacks, forced some turnovers and some different things in different areas that we wanted to see improvement on. I think when you're building a team, every win ain't always a win and every loss is not always a loss. There were a lot of positive things that we saw as a coaching staff, as players, that we saw growth in areas that's going to help us on down the road, that where we want to be a team that win a game, or do we want to have a team that's going to have a winning program continuously. And I think all the kids have bought into what's being sold. I think that I really, my hat goes off, because when you're playing with 5 freshmen in the secondary and those guys got through into a gauntlet of games that they got through into, coming straight off a high school field on Friday nights to playing at 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday, that's an adjustment in itself. And I think the kids have handled that well. And then all those games were on the road. None of them were at home. So you're talking about traveling into an environment that was hostile for them, and they made the adjustments on their own at practice. We're able to stand behind them and say, hey, this is what you needed to do. They took the practice in and they went to the field and they did it. As I said, alluded to earlier, mistakes happen. But the most impressive thing of it all is you're down 21-7. Most teams would have folded at a powerhouse Division II football program. No, they kept playing the next play. They kept playing. They coached it all the way through, and we finished the ball game not the way we wanted to finish it, but we should have, we could have won it.
Take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the upcoming opponent, Clark Atlanta.
At Allen, discover the things you've been searching for. Achievements, authenticity, an experience that helps to uncover the real you. It's your turn to be discovered, to be polished, to shine. Allen University, where hidden gems are revealed.
I think my images truly portray dynamic women, like being bold, being fearless. Growing up, I did not see what I wanted to be. There was just a lack of Black women, business owners, entrepreneurs, creatives. That's how I just started taking pictures. And from there, I figured out that I wanted to be a photographer for women of color. It takes a village to be a Black woman, to live and survive as a Black woman. It takes support. I found my niche and I'm sticking to it.
Each year, the South Carolina Education Lottery raises millions of dollars for scholarships and grants that help students prepare for their dream career, just like Kristen.
Coach, talk a little bit about Clark Atlanta, old faces, old places. You know a lot of names on that coaching staff. What can you expect out of a Willie Slater coached football team?
You can expect them to pound and ground it, and they're going to be disciplined in areas that they need to be disciplined in. We're familiar with Clark. We've played them since we brought this program back 3 times. We've won 1 and they've won 2. We're looking to just get our lick back here and get a win from them. It's always been a really good football game, and no difference in the coaching staff. I think they're always going to come prepared to play, and Coach Slater is a pillar in the SIAC. Yeah. He's won more championships than any other coach. I think he's going to have his team prepared to, get a win, because he wants to get a win too.
Well, a competitive guy on the field, as you know, as a coach, but he's also competitive off the field. You've had some experiences playing golf with him. Explain that, tell that story to the audience, as you told to me once before.
Coach Slater wants to win in anything he's doing. He doesn't say much. He's not a man of many words. But if he feels like you might be doing something you shouldn't be doing, so he told me my ball was in the woods, and I told him it didn't hit in the woods. He said, I think you're cheating me, Keith. But he's a great guy, Absolutely. A great mentor. He talks when he needs to talk, but he don't talk when he have to talk.
Yeah. Also on the offensive side of the ball, you're familiar with Richard Moncrief. Played here right in this state at Clemson, quarterback many years ago, but served as an offensive coordinator at Alabama State and other places, but he's been around HBC and black college football. Talk about Coach Moncrief.
Richard is a great friend. Richard understands football. He understands how to build a program. He understands the most important thing is developing of a quarterback. I get a call from him, a text. He always talking about QB1 and how well the kid plays, and he's excited. He wish he had an opportunity to coach him. Those are things that, that's the respect that he's garnished around the league. And I think Moncrief has done a really good job with the people that he's worked with over the years. When he was at Alabama State, he worked with a really good quarterback there, did a lot of great things with him. And he's a tremendous play caller. So, we're going to be expecting him to be a multiple offense. He's going to do a lot of things from I formation to spread, tight end sets. He does a really good job of breaking down film, so we'll have to go back and find any plays that may have hurt us somewhere along the way. You can best believe he got it in his arsenal, and he's going to pull it out against us to make sure that we practice it and ready for it.
Well, we respect you and we love you, Coach Moncrief, but QB1 is ours. We'll take a quick break. Coach, thanks for your time.
Thank you.
We need your help making this game-winning kick.
And this is who we're referring to when we talk about QB1. We've got David Wright here with us as a guest on the Allen University Athletics. I'm your host, Jasher Cox. David, talk about your season so far. You've had some successes through the air. Offensively, you guys have had some successes as well. Talk about your season so far.
It hasn't been going as we wanted it to go, but we're doing good. We're leading on to what we need to be getting on to wins. We just not quite there yet.
Yeah, got to finish some games. You've got some weapons, as everybody knows. It's not all just David Wright. You've got some people that you can really rely on. And most recently, man, Omar'in really got off against Tuskegee last week. Talk about the connection and the relationship you guys have had going on.
Armand just worked so hard over the summer leading up to this.
Yeah.
He got a great IQ and being on the field, knowing where he needs to be, and just puts us in great positions.
Talking about a relationship and being able to gel together. Jaden Horace, you and Jamal, you guys also have a quality relationship. Talk about that relationship off the field with those other two receivers.
Yeah, I've known all of them since I was about 10, 11 years old. So
That's
our
great.
connection has been there. We've been playing throwback football since we were little. So I know what they're gonna do. They know what I'm gonna do. I know what they're thinking. They know what I'm thinking.
Right. So it sounds like the plan all together was to come here from day one. If you've known those guys since you were a youth, what was that conversation like? What was that recruiting process like to get you to come to Allen University from Florida?
Well, Coach Keegan hit me up first.
Okay.
I was the first one. Then I came on the visit. He didn't know I was bringing Jamal Jones. I brought Jamal Jones along with me, and then we committed the very same day.
That's awesome.
And then when we committed, I got Jaden Horace and Armand. They didn't even come to the school yet, and they was committed just because their quarterback was coming.
So they trusted you.
Yeah.
Do you think you guys can continue to build on that and build that steam and build that momentum and just continue to have a pipeline from your area bringing quality athletes to Allen University?
Yes, sir. Once we all buy into our offense and we get rolling on how we need to be going, we're gonna be great.
Yeah. You're a next play type of guy. You know, you don't dwell on mistakes and you don't allow that to affect you for the rest of the game. Talk about your mental process when you're in a football game and things aren't always going well for you.
When a bad play happens, you can't do nothing about it. You gotta let it happen. Focus on what's right now. You can't dwell on the past because nothing's gonna come good out of it. You just gotta keep moving on.
You play 4 football games, only one of them has been at home in your backyard. The other 3 has been on the road, and back-to-back games on the road. You gotta have a quality or good feeling now, knowing that you're gonna be playing in front of your home crowd this coming week.
It extremely does feel good playing home, not being on the road, squished up on the bus, in the hotels. It feels good being at home.
Walk me through a whole morning up until kickoff of David Wright. What is your process? What is your system like as you try to get ready for a football game?
Waking up in the morning, I take a shower first to freshen up, make me feel loose. Go down, eat breakfast. After we eat breakfast, we've had 1 o'clock game so far, so it's been quick. So after we eat breakfast, it's time to get ready, time to start stretching, get ready for the game.
Are you a game day type of guy? Do you watch a little college game day in the mornings?
Yeah, if it's some good games on, I'll watch a couple games.
I got you. So in order for you guys to secure that first win of the season, which is going to come, what is it going to take for you guys, both sides of the ball, to make that happen?
Just play together as a team and finish. Finish throughout the whole 4 quarters and win.
He's David Wright, but we know him as QB1. David, we appreciate your time. Good luck to you this week.
Thank you.
At Allen, discover the things you've been searching for. Achievements, authenticity, an experience that helps to uncover the real you. It's your turn to be discovered, to be polished, to shine. Allen University, where hidden gems are revealed.
1801 Main Street, that is the home for Capital City Cafe. I want to tell you a little bit about this menu that you definitely don't want to miss out on. They start things off with breakfast where you can get French toast, bacon, pork bacon, turkey bacon, ham, sausage. They've got waffles, breakfast potatoes, pancakes. And then they switch things over to the lunch menu at about 10:30, where you can get your classic garden salads, chicken salad plates, your grilled chicken wraps, chef salad, turkey club wraps. Plenty of things going on here at the Capital City Cafe. Hopefully you'll join us next time as usual. But we appreciate your time in joining us. My time is up. Thank you for yours.